Hey, Logo sports fans. Welcome to the second week of the 1L Hoops Happy Hour. We've been invited back. It's my company, so that helps. But we have been invited back for another week, despite our rambling ways last week. We went all over the place, talked about everything under the sun, but we'll try to keep it a little more honed in on hoops in the Loco tonight. But I'm sure we'll get off path a little bit. I mean, obviously, Fish is already repping the Steelers. I'm repping the Chiefs. So we got our minds on other things right now, and I've been pulled in 20 different directions. I don't know what's going on at all in high school hoops other than the scores I've seen. But I know you guys been out in the gyms and you've been keeping a pulse on it. So we'll get everybody caught up tonight on the 1L Hoops Happy Hour, and then I'll share the knowledge I've gained about the Loco wrestling scene tonight at 9 on the Loco Grind, along with George Dixon and a cast of characters from our traveling circus that has started up for another year. So, but all hoops here tonight, boys. How y'all doing?
Very well, thanks, man. Been a long week and a half. When was the last time we were here? Last Sunday?
Two
Or
Sundays
was it
ago,
two
we
Sundays ago?
skipped
I
the
I
thought
don't
it was
know.
Thanksgiving
Tuesday.
Sunday.
I thought it was like a
Yeah, I feel.
Tuesday.
Oh, maybe it was. In fact,
No, it
yeah,
was a
PJ was
Sunday.
telling me. Well, I know this is that I've seen a bunch of games, and I know Fish has seen
Hmm.
a bunch of games. So we have a pretty good dialed in feel for what's going on in the Low Country, at least a little bit. A lot of comparable scores, a lot of uh going over the bridge as well. You're seeing a lot of the teams, kind of bump each other over the Talmadge. So we're getting a kind of feel for what it looks like from, the in-region Charleston teams all the way to the cross the bridge squads, and certainly Beaufort County and the four counties you represent. We have some understanding of what's going on. You know, um,
Word. What have you
Fish.
seen? What stands out? What's going on with you, Fish? Where you been?
I've been a little bit of everywhere, man. I watch streams also.
Yeah,
A little psycho when it comes to basketball, man. But
little huddle, little
I
sicko action.
mean, seen a little bit on the boys' side. I think the region will be a little more competitive than I think originally thought going into it.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
Yeah.
May
the
River looks
girls,
awfully good.
Well,
yeah,
Hilton
so like
Head
they've
has had a couple
they
good
haven't played,
wins.
but they really hadn't played anybody. I mean, they've done what they're supposed to do.
nobody.
Right,
Yeah,
they
they've
About
done
what they're
what
haven't,
supposed to
that's
do,
but
though.
that's
but I mean the way they're doing it has
Yeah,
looked
yeah,
has looked pretty good.
they do look good. There's a rhyme and reason for what they do, which
Yeah,
can't say that about everybody around here, but I think they look good. I think that JP2 boys, I think they're very well
yeah,
coached. I think they look good. I think Bluffton's gonna be a problem too, man. Especially once they start finding their little stride. I think Carnell might be
yeah.
playing.
Oh,
okay.
Um,
really?
just a little rumor in the streets, man. Rumor in the streets. But
That's interesting.
yeah, man.
It's extremely
Hilton
interesting.
Head, Hilton Head's gonna be all right. Hilton Head got some talent. I saw them play St. Andrews the other night. I think they ended up losing by 2-3.
Yeah, just two, I think.
I think
Yeah,
Tajay
lost
didn't
by
play.
three. Lost by three to St. Andrews. They lost by 10 to
Okay.
Richmond Hill, but then they beat Country Day by 9.
Yeah,
And
I
they
know
beat
Tajay didn't play
Benedictine handily.
that St. Andrews game. Which if he did, I mean, I think that would have made a difference. But
Yeah,
I just don't necessarily yeah. I don't like how they played, but they got some talent over there.
no doubt.
Yeah, I mean, it
Yeah,
seems like
you
a pretty
mentioned.
competitive region.
Yeah, I think so too. You mentioned Bluffton, they and JP2, and they went head to head Friday night and had a close game that went down to the wire, and Bluffton ended up winning that one by 3, and then the Bobcats lost a tough one overtime game to Christchurch 62-60. So two, I would say pretty encouraging results from them as far as the level that we expect them to be at this year, because JP2 looks like a pretty solid squad, and Christchurch is always pretty good. You saw some of that game, Fish, or both those
Yeah,
games?
I was at both games.
Okay.
I thought the first one against JP2, I thought Bluffton looked like it was their first game of the season.
Yeah.
Meaning that they were down 8 going into the fourth quarter. Which I think honestly helped them because they just kind of started playing, like, you know what I mean? You kind of
They
get
had
desperate.
to. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to play with a different sense of urgency. They
Hmm.
started making down some shots. I thought JP2 played well though, man. They had a lot of guys who, I mean, they played a role. You know what I mean? Which that's
Yeah.
rare to find around here, man. Like they had guys playing roles, and they did exactly what their role called for. Um, I thought that they were very well coached. I enjoyed watching the game, man. To be honest,
Good. Good.
I
You
think
haven't
now.
always enjoyed watching boys games around here, so that is saying
Oh
something.
no, nah. Now my expectations have been tailored a little bit. You know what I mean? But I thought that the church Christ Church School, I thought they were very very solid, man.
Yeah.
To be honest
Yeah,
with
they're
you.
pretty good. I mean, they're kind of like Bishop England North, you know. I mean, they are kind of in that same mold where you got the Christian school playing in the public school league, and they can draw from a little bigger area, and they're usually very competitive.
Hey, to that game though, it was a very good game until the last minute 30, man. Christ just held the ball, which we need a shot clock in South Carolina. Which is that coming
We
next
do.
year?
I wish.
Because they just held the ball for the last minute 30, which I mean to each his own. I hate that. But don't
I
hold the
know.
ball for minute 30 to get just a random hectic 3-pointer air ball. Like hold the ball for a minute 30 and then, get into something. Maybe
Yeah.
call a timeout with 15 left, draw up something like
Right. Yeah.
don't just
Yeah,
waste
for
our
sure.
time. But other than that, it was well played, man. But we need a shot
Yeah.
clock.
Cool.
Definitely.
Definitely new shot clock, big time.
Definitely need a shot clock. I mean, logistically, I think the real issue is like you're talking about an investment that a lot of schools that don't have two nickels to rub together would have to make, and we got to figure it out though. We got to figure it out because it
Yeah, I
can't
mean,
be that hard. They can't be that expensive.
yeah, it's a matter of getting, people to operate it, and it's a matter, because the
Yeah,
thing is the tool's only as good as the person using it, right?
true story.
So now you're getting into a situation if they're not manned properly or don't have good people doing it. It's no different than the shot clock, or no different than the game clock operator or
Right.
whatever. But at the end of the day, yeah, I mean, like the region locally is JP2. First off, if you're talking privates, JP2 on the boys side, sort of head and shoulders right now. I happened
Looks
by
like it.
prep in HHCA the other day, and of course, as Fish mentioned last week, I think a whole heck of a lot of the HHCA firepower is sitting out this year,
Mm,
which is regrettable. But at the end of the day, that game was about like a 5 to 9 point game, a huge portion of the time. We got down to no kidding. And you remember those were hot gyms the last couple of years, right? Like
oh yeah.
packed.
Yeah.
There was no one there, and
Wow.
like the HHCA fan section was like 8 deep. And what's crazy is that they're the ones who figured out that HHCA cut the lead to 4, I believe, maybe 5, with not a lot of time left, and HHCA did not know they had fouls to give. Right.
Oh.
So yeah, so it was like that. The crowd's yelling at them to give fouls, and it didn't really happen. And it's just sort of one of those uglinesses that is um, local basketball at times, and so it was a decently contested game.
Oh, we cut out.
Uh-oh. It
I
just
saw
we don't
I
know.
saw that I saw some of the stream of that game.
Yeah.
I mean, JP2, yeah, head and shoulders above everybody else on the private side around here.
Yeah.
But I am excited for that region play, man. Now on the girls'
Yeah.
side, I've seen a lot of girls ball too. Man, yeah, that one's tough, man.
Yeah, yeah, it's rough out there. I mean, we talked about it a lot on the last episode, but it's really a lot of JV teams playing varsity basketball and not particularly good JV teams at that necessarily. I mean, I think in a real league, like in a healthy league, those JV they would struggle at the JV level. So
Yeah,
there's
again
a
though,
disconnect happening there.
for me though, like man, I don't necessarily even care about the talent level. I think for me, it's the way it looks. It's
Right.
the or it looks like
Disheveled.
man. You remember like so I remember going to my little brother's game when he was younger, Like you
Yeah,
put the little
the
baskets
lust
on,
for the
make them like,
ball.
but you make them on like the 8 foot baskets, like whatever that age is, on like the eight
Yeah,
foot. Someone just shoots something, misses it, kid grips it, dribbles it down, just pass, miss, and then it's just
yep,
back and forth the
yep.
whole time. Like there's no concept to things. There's no pace to things. Like you know what I mean. That's more disheartening for me than the actual talent because I think there are kids out there who are trying. There's kids out there who I know work out. They're working hard. Like they may be young. But there are a lot of people who are eager to learn and eager to do things. And
Sure.
I think
Yeah.
that teaching the game and like I think to me that's the coaching part of the game.
Yep.
Like I got to coach a kid, like regardless of talent level, like what do I have? I coach
Right.
this, and let's see if we
What
could
what
get
what what can I teach them to do well, and let
exact.
them that be their thing.
And there's
And
none of that. Like
yeah,
like you could teach a kid, okay, you need to run harder. Right? You could teach a kid to not jump a passing lane. You could teach a kid that okay, you don't spend any time working on basketball. Maybe you shouldn't take three pointers. Maybe you have something else that you're good at. You know what I mean? Like actually
shot
construct your
selection is an epidemic. Hardyville boys had a win, man. They had it salted away against Bridges Prep, and they gave it away because of poor shot selection from people that shouldn't be shooting the ball. You know, like it,
But like,
frustrating.
where's the correction in that? Like,
Right.
that's the only thing I care about. Like, I could care less about the town. I'll watch anything,
Hmm.
but like, there needs to be some sort of correction to some of these things to help start it make at least look a little better. Because I mean,
Sure.
I
Yeah.
was in ski for a year and a half, and trust me, I've seen bad, but I've seen like Lawrence Academy,
Yeah.
like they actually run stuff and they're well coached, and you could tell that they're well coached. You know what I mean? Like that's the stuff that we're missing for real on the girl side.
Right.
There's a few
Yeah.
on the boy side who have that, but there's also
Yeah.
some who don't. So, but
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean
yeah,
that's why in the girls' side, I mean JP2 looks head and shoulders right now. I mean I'm certainly a fan of the talent at Buford, but I don't necessarily know that they could out X's and O's or make the right play at the right time. Certainly they have kids that can put the ball in the hoop, but like style matters and actually imparting IQ to where kids know what to do in what situations and okay, they're pressing and they're in a 1-2-2. This is where I need to go with the ball. And I just don't feel like we're playing we're just playing games, right? We're
Yeah.
yeah.
just we're out here playing games, and I don't think, a lot's really happening in terms of moving the IQ forward. And that's sort of the biggest issue in terms of moving the area. Because, like Fish said, there's kids who are going hard. I mean, that care. They're just basically working on individual skill stuff, and that's great. You can one dribble, two dribble, pull up, or break someone down at a cone mid game. But at the end of the day, if it doesn't fit within an actual concept of a tapestry or that needs to come together and blend together, then it doesn't make much sense. And that's what we're seeing
Mhm.
around here. Is just not enough kids in the gym with consistency. The girls' side, I mean, it's just a two-team race at this point. I mean, May River has lost to pretty much everyone. They lost to St. Vincent's, they've lost to St. Andrews. Those are unfathomable things in years past, like unfathomable. Um, then JP2 goes and blows out St. Vincent's by 20. Um, and JP2 loses to Northwood, who's a good Skiza squad, right? A 4A Skiza squad by close
Mhm.
to 30 or
Right.
40, right? Um, so I mean, I watched the Hilton Head Christian prep game the other day, and we talked about some of the kids on those various teams in the past and kind of the state of where the programs are. But that was one of those things. I mean, there's a two-sided coin there, right, Justin? I mean, it was obviously the least talented Hilton Head Christian prep game in forever. There are some good young talent on each side, but at the same time, these are now the closest contests they've been in forever too. So if you're looking
Right.
for parity, I mean, parity hopefully doesn't come skillless, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Hopefully that's
that's
not
kind of
the
like the beauty. That's kind of like the beauty of it all, though. It's like everybody's pretty much equal to the point that okay, maybe we can now develop. Maybe we can all actually do something because
Right.
you got
Because
JP2,
we
you got
can we,
Buford.
we can all start at the same place, right? And
Exactly,
yes,
exactly. Which is kind of, yeah, it's a silver lining in it all, but especially on the girl side, everybody's getting kind of a fresh start in all of this to kind of build it
yeah.
back up. Again, back
And
to
they,
last week, if your administration cares to.
yeah, no,
Back to
that's
that.
big. That's big. I mean, and like Hilton had, like, yeah, they went over and got waxed on the girls' side by Richmond Hill, back to back, and then they were over there again and played Country Day, and they were, they played Country Day close through a half and ended up losing by like 14 or 15. But their eighth grade point guard played well, and they had a few. So like there's glimpses, and there's some kids who go hard, and um, but it's just a matter of coming up with a better way of moving everyone forward at the same time and getting and I think some of that just has to do again with what Fish said is commitment. I mean, I know several of these programs, you know, they choose not to use all the days they can use because they don't think they have. Why would we do that? No one's going to come. We don't have kids or this, that, and the other. But if you don't start it or demand it
Yeah.
or, require they be there or whatever, then there's no expectation, right? And then
Well,
how,
and
if there's
also
no expectation, then there's no culture.
let's not assume the least of the kids. Like let's put the option out there and see if they take advantage. You might be surprised by who shows up.
No, that's right. And I mean, and to May Rivers' credit, I will say they've lost everyone. They just got back. Oh gosh, girl who transferred a year ago. She tore her
Yeah,
ACL.
Morgan
Jordan. Jordan
Jordan.
played. She played last night versus St. Vincent's, and they kept it close until the fourth. So I mean, that was a good look for them. And then St. Vincent's actually, Miss Emily Whittle put down, I think, 8 in the fourth
Oh,
to
nice.
close out May River for St. Vincent. So props to Pops and the Whittle family because they've long since been in and around the 1L stuff. But yeah, I mean, I like has anyone seen Buford or seen results on Buford boys?
Whew,
I've
not
not
been
seen
good.
Buford boys.
It's
I mean,
not good.
to me it seems like Battery Creek is sort of like the class of that side of the bridge this year in
They
boy.
swept Whale Branch, and I suspect they'll do the same to Buford because I mean, they've only played one game, I guess, but it was Ashley Ridge, and it was 80-26.
Well, and so,
That
oh
that's
wow.
rough. Yeah.
So that's a good one to talk about on the girls' side. The Ashley Ridge Buford game was a game
Whew,
winner, right?
that's huge.
Um,
Sorry,
yeah,
broke
so that
some.
and she good. It was a 3 to win it, no less. So like, good on
Yep.
them. Myra Brown was out for the game. I mean, obviously Ashley Ridge went to the state finals last year, and they pretty much graduated the starting 5. So they're starting over, but still
Yeah.
talented team and talented area of coastal South Carolina. So always going to be formidable versus squads like Buford. So that was a good W for them. Um,
Really good.
you know, yeah, absolutely. And then I mean, like if you go back to the Battery Creek thing, though, they've beaten on the boys' side. They've beaten um, pretty much everyone over there already. Bridges is really far down. Buford's down. Whale Branch is getting waxed. It seems like Hardyville and Ridgeland and
Well,
all them. They're all sort of bumping each other a little bit
right.
right
Whale
now.
Branch did play Battery Creek much tougher Friday than they did Tuesday. They only lost by 6, the guys. Whale Branch girls are waxing everybody except for Buford. They look like they may be getting back to being a small school problem like they were a few years back.
Yeah, they got a couple pieces.
Well,
They got a couple pieces over there. I caught a little bit of their games, one of their games. They
yeah, I think Harm can fill it up a little. Khalees can
Yeah.
rebound. They got a couple of other kids. I mean, I think all this is exceptionally relative, right?
yeah.
Right.
But for what it is, yeah. I mean, they've made more noise. I mean, like Bluffton girls, like we love Coach CJ, and I think CJ is doing what the other CJ did, right? Which is the boys coach
Yeah.
at Battery Creek. CJ at Bluffton is sort of the hell or high water. We're going to put it in my way, and this is going to be the culture. And she's starting to move it
Hmm.
that direction slowly but surely. And she's got more interest, and more people coming out and all that kind of stuff. But like, the rubber hasn't met the road in terms of talent quite yet. So whereas they beat May River, for example, they then turn around and this past weekend I think lost to JP2 by like 35, right?
Yeah.
Or something of that nature. And now they actually have to go to First Baptist tomorrow,
Oh,
guys.
Ooh,
Yeah, so First Baptist
so,
has, I think, 4 or 5 of their starters have D1 offers, and most of them P5 or P4. So I think that's a real issue for tomorrow for them. But you take your lumps and you kind of move down the road. We're gonna kind of see what it is. I mean, it was good to see competitive games again, like we talked about, but I'm just not sure what that means in the scope of it all. Again, we're talking about everyone's a first round out, pretty much.
right.
Um, and even like Bluffton, so Fish implied it earlier on the boys' side. Like the first thing you said was that that region is going to be a lot closer than you thought it was, and part of that is because um, there's going to be like they're a very good team, but there's a gelling aspect there, and May River seems to play cohesively, and certainly Hilton has got a couple kids, right? And they've
Yep.
played decent competition comparatively. I mean, Bluffton's just starting; they had a tremendously
Yeah.
late start.
yeah.
Um, so we'll see what
I
they've
think they were
got.
planning on playing football a little later than they did.
Oh, that
Yeah.
makes sense.
That would make sense. Yeah.
Yeah, that does make sense. But how Colleton boys looking? Anybody
Uh,
know?
Decent. Not too bad. The girls had a good weekend. They beat Stratford by 9 on Friday, and then they beat Gilbert by 6 on Saturday. Those are both solid wins for them. The guys they lost 63-48 to Stratford, and I couldn't find a score for their Gilbert game. Um, but the Carleton girls are picking up a couple early W's, so that's good to see. Hampton boys are going to be fun when they get everybody because they rolled
Yeah,
with
that is good to
seven
see.
dudes. They rolled with 7 dudes the other night. One was an eighth grader, and they rolled Ridgeland like 90-37 or something.
I saw that.
Um, yeah, and they got the football guys were at practice today, as I understand it. Tough loss for them last night to Strom Thurmond in the state championship game, but they were at basketball practice today, so they're ready to move on to the next one. They're going to be fun to watch. They got some pieces.
I
Yeah, I
mean,
don't really
Hampton
know too much
girls too.
about.
They're
They
actually
come
one
over
of
here
the
or something.
probably.
They come over
Hampton
here or
girls have
something.
been playing well too. Yeah, they're off to a really good start. I mean,
Yeah, I
they
mean
don't
that.
play a murderer's row early, but but they've been rolling people like they're supposed to. They're just 2-0, but they beat Bridges by 30 and they beat Ridgeland by 40. So doing what they're supposed to do.
Yeah, I mean they got Jada, a big kid, and then they've got Lyric, still. So
Yeah,
like there's some stuff to work with there.
for sure.
Certainly their culture out there for basketball is, regardless of how well coached they are or aren't. The culture is that they do have kids who play and they do have good
Mm-hmm.
athletes, so they're always going to be a little bit of a problem, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know, uh,
Tough home court
Colleton Prep,
environment
man, are
too.
they any good?
The girls
Yeah,
might be
very much
okay.
so. Very much so.
The girls might be okay because Miss Belinda. Um, but they're
Yep.
0-2. They lost to Calhoun by 3 and Thomas Sumter by 18. Doesn't bode well.
Hmm. No, it doesn't
Their
bode
boys have
well.
been
It does
struggling for a
not bode
while.
well.
But USCB was on the road for the first 2 Peach Belt games, and did you guys see it coming that the guys would be sitting 0-2 and the girls sitting 2-0?
I saw that.
That was a little
No.
surprising.
They had like an 18-point comeback or something. The girls.
Yeah, they did. Came back from 18 down. They came down both games. Came back both games. They came back to beat Aiken. I think they were like 8 down, and then they came back 18 down to beat Lander. Bowman was cooking both games. Tanaya, I know Rob, you're saying she carved up former teammate Michaela Primo against Aiken, and she went off again
Hmm.
on Saturday. So they're 2-0. The guys lost the tough one to Aiken, and then I guess they had 6 guys out with illness. on Saturday, and they got boat raced by 30
Okay,
to
I
Lander.
was wondering what that score was all about with
Yeah,
Lander
they had
because
like
that was an
7 dudes.
absolute
They must have
thrashing.
had the norovirus go through the roster or something because they had 7 guys
Right,
out.
right, right. Yeah, they absolutely got hammered, and I was trying to
Yeah,
figure out how that was even possible. But
right.
yeah, it was funny because the girls start off 2-0, and obviously Bowman gets after Primo, and Primo left and went to Aiken. And
Right.
one went to Bradwell, the other went to Calvary. So these are like age
Yeah.
old matchups at this point,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
and so I thought it was kind of funny. So I pointed it out, and there was definitely a few USCB girls who joined in the like brigade in terms of Bowman got her right. So like very fun that these sort of matchups are happening on the D2 level around here. We're getting to see kids all the time, especially locals, right? Get the opportunity to
Yeah.
then play local and or go, to leagues that are regional.
Right.
And now we can, bring
And
them
they
to our
come through here.
backyard. So that's,
Yeah.
and here's the
They got
thing
a
for
they
any
got
of you
Augusta coming
ballers
up,
out
right?
there.
Yeah, they got Augusta on Wednesday. It's the Ville comes to the Cove
Yeah,
night. So we're gonna be
nice.
hyping it up with the pep band and everything from Hardyville
Yeah,
coming
I'm,
out to
I'm
the Cove.
interested to see the boys. I've only been to one game. I mean, like I said last time, it wasn't necessarily my favorite style of basketball.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised nor not surprised that they're going to start. I
Yeah.
don't know what the rest of the Peach Belt looks like, but
Yeah, I
I
mean
know
the
the way
first
they
game
play is
was a
really good.
rematch. It was a rematch of last year's championship game, tournament
Yeah.
championship, and they lost by one. Like it was a really good game. And then the second game, 7 guys out with illness. So it doesn't I don't think it means all that much. We'll see. We'll see. But big one on Wednesday though with Augusta because that's always a tough game and you
Yeah,
can't
out there.
really afford to be 0-3. That's not a good place to be. Um, and then they'll be on the road Saturday at Middle Georgia. So good stuff coming up at the
Yeah.
Cove. Looking forward to it.
When,
Uh,
when do we start ranking all this stuff? Like get these
yeah,
teams and start ranking them, and then do like players of the week and all that good stuff.
yeah, I think that's definitely got to come. It's just a little bit scattered right now as far as everybody playing some games. You just don't have a lot to go on. But I'm ready. I guess I'll be ready when you guys are. Whenever you want to start putting your rankings together, I'll present them and you can defend
How
them.
far are we going? How far are we going this year? I say we go over the bridge a little bit. I say we go I say we go. Obviously cover the four, but we've played so many Savannah teams now, and there's so many cross bumps, public and private, right?
Yeah,
So we couldn't cover all of it, but there's kind of a cross section of I mean, look, like St. Vincent, St. Andrews, teams like that are literally playing all of our publics and our
right.
privates.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah,
say
we've always called them
most of
like
them are private.
cousins, like
Yeah,
cousin schools. Like
Yeah.
we see you at all the
And I mean, there's
cookouts and
also,
stuff.
yeah, and there's like weird stuff over there too, which is kind of entertaining. Like
Yeah,
Memorial on the girl side is completely loaded up and they're just slaughtering, but they're like, that's a schedule like cross runs, right? Like even
yeah,
worse. I mean, it's one of those things where but they're actually talented. So I mean,
yeah.
they would be good against decent teams. It'd just be good to see them against more good
right,
teams and out of
right.
region
Hopefully
as
as
well.
hopefully as they get a little older, that's what they do, and not just a coach who's over there just trying to get wins to get wins.
Well, you can
Yeah,
tell this year, like everyone knew who they were. So it was like, okay, where like this is bottom feeder scheduling. Other than those who just have long-term relationships, like there's years I'm sure like Hilton Head girls, I'm sure just didn't want much to do with Richmond Hill girls this year, right? Like they have Cullen McCormick who used to play for H2s, legit 6'3", 6'4". I mean, what does Hilton have
they
have
played.
anything? They did. So I mean, like I'm,
Yeah,
I'm just saying, like that those have been long-standing sort of games this time of
yeah,
year, and because they're publics, they keep happening. But um, yeah, I mean, right now there's definitely a cross-pollination going on. Like everyone's playing everybody,
oh
um,
yeah,
Yeah,
which is good. But right now, I mean, in terms of this side, I would say what you got JP2, Bluffton. Maybe I mean, they're all you can throw those guys in a bag on the boys' side. Like they're all the same. How would you even think about handicapping any of that right now?
right. Right. That's what I'm
Like,
saying.
But
Is like
I
I
think
think
they
it would
all got.
be.
I mean, man, look, I know where I'd put them right now. I think they all got their obviously strengths and weaknesses. They'll end
what
up
if you throw
playing.
Battery Creek in?
I haven't seen Battery Creek.
See,
Yeah.
Battery Creek
It's my
loses
own
to
size.
Wando by 10, but that's got to be like playing a similar level of competition, right?
Well,
To what
a lot
Bluffton
for me
started
is
off with.
down to the honestly like coach too, man. Like style
Yeah.
of play, um, and things like that. Like I would say, in my opinion, Hilton Head probably has the best duo out of everybody. You're talking about Tajay and Ketis on an individual standpoint, but I think they're the worst coach group out the bunch. I don't think they really run anything or just kind of out there. But then you got
You
like a
know,
JP2 who might not be as talented from roster top to bottom, but I think
so
they might be the best coached. So
well, and that's totally true. I mean, I guess we could say this just because it's in the island school, right? But I mean, there's a casual culture, and I think partially, I mean, football's so polarizing there right now. I mean, it has been for a while. BJ is a really, I mean, just even looking at that guy tweet about his kids that are now available is
Yeah.
such a different level. It's such a different energy level and vibe than so much of this area has.
Right.
So like he's to be credited in a massive way for moving his kids forward, no matter what forward looks like for those kids, right? And so I think that they have a little bit of a difficult time, maybe dealing with such a prevailing football culture there because they just have maybe one of the most dynamic, charismatic guys in the area running the show in football. And that's not a shot at the football, obviously. That's just one of those things where that's what's hot. But you're right; they probably have the two best one-two punch out there, right? And um, I mean, maybe what like how would you rate that Fish if Carnell does come back? Still,
I
would you
mean,
still look at?
I don't think Cardinals a basketball player. I think he's probably a great athlete, but I mean, Ketis is bigger than him. Ketis is
Yeah,
probably
that's
just
true.
as athletic vertically, but he's a
Yeah.
basketball player. So I'm comparing a basketball player really with an athlete in a sense. And also, I know Ketis love basketball,
Hey,
whereas
how's
Carnell would
Foster
be
look?
out there. He
How's
he looks all right, man.
acclimating?
I mean, he's just missing shots right now. Yeah, I think it's just come. That's their first two games. I don't think they played a scrimmage. So I think some of it's just finding your rhythm, your game rhythm, things like that. He can also be a little more aggressive. I
Yeah.
think he's just kind of feeling it out right now, to be honest. And you good?
There we go.
Oh,
Hey, I'm in it.
I froze up for a second there. I couldn't hear you for a
yeah,
second.
yeah, yeah. No, I was just saying
Brilliance got me.
like I shouldn't see a kid just jump a passing lane and nothing is said. Like that's all I'm saying. I could care less what schemes you have, but like I shouldn't see a bad shot and nothing be said.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
those are the type of things I'm
Coach him
talking
up.
about.
Coach him
That's
up.
it. That's it.
Yeah.
And I think that
Smack the
and,
dime.
Yeah.
but see now Bluffton, I think Bluffton has the maximum ceiling. I think they have the highest ceiling out of everybody.
Yeah. That's
Yeah, I mean,
fair.
if
But
everyone's hitting on all cylinders, for sure. Yeah, and I mean, on the girl side right now, I mean, I, I
you,
think you're really talking about system ball. So that's JP2 right now, and
Yeah.
plus they have
oh,
they
they
have
got
the most
best.
dominating wins right now, even despite getting Northwooded.
Yeah.
Um, you know, I think Cross still has a chance to be a pretty good team on this side. But they're 5, 6 deep right now, so it's going to be one of those things where however far those kids can go, and they don't really have guards. Not
Yeah,
that handle anyway.
yeah.
But yeah,
I
the
don't
bigger
really
thing
know.
is
I
what
don't know
Fish
what to
said.
think about that team. I don't know. Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know
Yeah.
it's hard to.
I don't know what to think about that Cross Girls team.
Yeah.
Mainly because
I
they'll
mean,
play. Like they'll win who they play. Like I don't. outside of
Yeah, I
they
mean
really
they.
don't. The rest of their schedule, I don't
I
know
mean,
who they play.
well, that's the thing. Like, if you have kids, it, again, this is administration, right? Like, if you actually have kids, if you have a basketball culture, if you're going for stuff, then you're going to schedule up if you have the right kids. But in this case, they kind of determined who they were and then lulled back. They have to have the single worst schedule in the history of a state champion. I mean, and
So
I mean,
far they played varsity opponent,
yeah.
Calvary Day, which is got rated, right?
Well,
Well,
those are
hold on,
scrimmages,
hold on.
and
Those are
they
scrimmages that they're counting as wins
they're
because
listed as
they're
they're listed as games.
nah,
But
it
yeah, they
it
were
was
before the
scrim.
first competition date, right?
yeah,
Uh,
those were scrimmages, man. But that's what
so
they
they
do.
Because
beat
Calvary,
Charleston
I think Calvary
Collegiate.
is missing their flag football girls. I know they had a couple middle school girls playing when they
They
came
played
up.
someone called. They played someone called
That's the
the
Savannah
Steam. Who's
Jaguars.
that?
Mm.
They played the Savannah
That was
Jaguars.
recently, but yeah, they played Statesboro Steam. I'm not sure what that is.
What?
So that was a scrimmage. Yeah, they played the Statesboro Steam, which was a scrimmage, and then the next scrimmage was versus Calvary, who brought over all eighth graders, and Calvary's decimated anyway.
Right.
So I mean, it's not like they're good. Across would have rolled them. I mean, Calvary lost by like 50 to South Effingham the other night, so that's a debacle happening over there, and they're getting out of that place like rats off a sinking ship. So Calvary girls basketball is like in trouble. Um, but that's not to say, I mean, there's now the Savannah Jaguars. Everyone's got coastal
Yeah.
homeschool.
Yeah.
I don't even know who varsity opponent is anymore, but like, what does that look like if you've got Savannah Jaguars have a
Could be the
name?
Swamp Rabbits. I think the Swamp
Oh,
Rabbits are still varsity opponent.
that's fired. I mean, they're never not going to be the best nicknamed team in the entire Low Country
Yeah.
without question.
I mean,
Yeah.
the complete
Um,
student Swamp Rabbits. Can't beat that.
no, but yeah. So I mean, it's hard to tell with Cross. I mean, they have like that's one of those things where you can circle like two games on the schedule to see if they're tested, and those
Right.
two games, one of which they've
But you
lost.
can't because JP2 is probably the one, but then First Baptist they're gonna get smoked. So
Right.
they're
Oh,
either
they're
playing
gonna
St.
somebody really
Vincent.
bad or really good.
St. Vincent's will be a decent test, I would say.
Oh, that'll be a decent game for sure. But I
Yeah.
mean, here's the thing, and I got love. I just came back from St. Vincent's. We do
And then they
one
got to play
L,
Woodville Tompkins in that tournament.
which is
Yeah.
they're not good. They're not good either. But like, and they
St.
Oh,
could
they're
Pete.
not. They're
definitely.
down.
Yeah, they're down too. So I mean, they definitely can compete. It's just
He's
sad
not
that they're not allowed to compete at a level that is more
Right.
befitting of the only one of the only teams in the area that has like 4 or 5
yeah.
kids who've ever picked up a basketball outside of the regular
Right.
basketball season, right? And Ryan's a senior and she's one of the best kids in the area. So I mean,
Yeah.
it's like what a terrible showcase for her on her way out. If she had aspirations of trying to play or not play or whatever level that is, I mean, what
Right.
kind of film you getting out of this? You know? So, so
Yeah.
it's just sort of it's a throwaway, right? But for the other teams in the area, I don't blame them. Like, go schedule, Little Sisters of the Poor. I mean, it makes
Right.
sense because you don't have the talent base, so you're trying to develop kids. I mean, look, man, May River's starting a seventh grader, or she's the first kid off the bench.
Yeah.
And it's and I love the kid. She's incredibly skilled. Emerson Shikoski or something is her last name, and she's a very skilled kid. But and she's of course not from here, which is another one of those things when kids like Showcase come from different areas of the country and they come from more developed backgrounds. But the issue there is and I say this with love, she's not Takoya Hayward when she played in
Right.
seventh grade, or a Myra Brown when she played, or PJ when she played in seventh. She's a kid who,
She needs to
by
go dominate
necessity,
middle
because
school right now.
yeah, and I mean, by necessity, she has to play up because she handles better than anyone else on the roster, and that's great.
Right.
That she has that acumen, but at the same time, like, again, we're in that situation from administrations around here. Are we JVs? Are we varsity? Like, man, I was just, like I said, I was just over at St. Vincent's, and the thing about that over there is with a lot of the, they literally have, and it's not even a numbers game. Like those schools aren't huge or that much bigger than ours, or whatever. But they have a sixth grade team, a seventh grade team,
Right.
an eighth grade team, a JV, and a varsity. So like you can actually start to put things together and move them through. And like Fish was saying, if they're just role players or they play three other sports or whatever, that's okay, because now you've had them in the system
Hmm.
for so long, you can teach them their role to where they're
Right.
comfortable in it, and they go out and do that for you, right? While you still have a
Yep.
couple basketball kids. But over here, it's like you got to pick and choose. Oh, I'm either, except for at May River, where apparently they have a freshman team. I mean, wild.
Yeah,
Boys,
boys.
boys side.
Yeah, but check it out at May River. That's an interesting development. They have a freshman team that's boys, but River Ridge Academy no longer has a girls' middle team because everyone's playing May River JV or varsity.
That's the thing, man. Like you actually could have a really decent middle school, like girls teams
Right.
down here.
If all
And
the middle
I
school
think
girls were
I
playing
think
middle school.
bro, I think asking them to play up kind of like discourages them from even wanting to play. Like
It
you
stunts
know,
their
girls sports a
development.
lot of it's
And
like a social event anyway. So
yeah.
like, yeah, if
Yeah,
you have them playing with like their actual age, like
and I
I
can
think
speak
they'd
I
to
be
think
more
that right
interested.
so.
now. I can like legitimately speak to that because Matt's the coach of the H2 2030 girls, right? And they're
Right.
going to be very, very good. And they're for this area, they're about as stacked as any team depth wise that's really ever existed, which is crazy because we just kind of lucked into all that, really.
And that's eighth
But at the
graders,
end,
right?
that's
Yeah.
eighth graders.
Yeah.
But like, so now the problem is in Savannah, none of those kids can play varsity, right? So the team's 10 deep. There's six in Savannah. There's four over in the Low Country. The Low Country kids are all starting on their varsities. The eighth graders. Ellis Freeman's the starting point guard at Hilton Head High School. Kate Pagan, we hit up. She's the Hilton
Yeah.
Head prep kid. Emerson, who's a 31, is now out at May River. Charlotte Moore, who's what? She's a
She's
31,
31. Yeah.
32. She's a 31. Yeah, she's a 31. She's, the sixth man at Cross, and I guess is getting crunch time minutes over some of the older kids now, just because she's more efficient.
Hmm.
And then, so the thing is that I don't really know what to make of all that when you don't have middle school programs that are competitive, but
Yeah.
in order to force to have a varsity, like it's a big deal. You're pulling up seventh graders who are just not ready. I mean, they're
Not really.
ready for this here, but why? Like, let's like
Right.
regroup. Let's regroup
Right.
and put everyone in middle and get everyone in those, and then like maybe we have decent high school ball in 2 years.
Just take our
Yeah.
medicine for a couple of years and come back at it.
Right.
I feel you there.
Yeah. I
Like
mean, because
even if you
that's really what it is. Yeah.
we'd be better off with May River not having a varsity team for a year than River Ridge Academy not having a middle school team, quite frankly.
Oh yeah, man. Or any of them. Like I think
Right.
middle school is more important than the high school, especially if you talking about laying a
I
foundation
do too.
of
Because
simply
it
just wanting to play, regardless how good you are, just the desire to
right.
actually
Well
want
and,
to play.
and just like developmentally, like physically developmentally and mentally, frankly, those are the most important years. Like you can take a kid that's never played the game before, and if you get them in middle school and you teach them the basic fundamentals the right way, and you send them on their way to high school, like they can become something even without that like youth foundation. But if you wait till high school, or if you throw a kid into the deep end and they can't swim, it's over. Like we got to give them a chance, and that's got to happen at younger.
Hmm.
I don't know, man. I think you get some PTSD from that. You're a little seventh grade guard. You get thrown into the deep end. You're playing point guard for a 4A team and just getting
Yeah.
swarmed all the time. It's hard to develop in that scenario.
Yeah. Even if you have a skill set, man,
Yeah,
there's no point. There's literally no point. There's no benefit to them kids at all, in my
yeah,
opinion. People always talk about playing up and blah blah blah. There's no point of playing with older, worse kids. Like you might as well just go play with your own age and figure it out
right.
from there and develop like that. But
Yeah, I
to
think
each his
so.
own.
tend to agree. We get caught up in it. We're a society that wants instant gratification. We don't want to wait for anything that takes time. I don't have a lot of patience.
Well, that's
But
that's why you don't see a lot of people develop. You just see a lot of people get older, and that's just
facts.
what you see. So it really is.
Well, let's see what we got on tap this week, boys. We got Bluffton at First Baptist. You got Hardyville at May River. You
I think
got
Bluffton got Porter Gal on Tuesday, which I think
yeah,
they
Porter
got more
Gown coming
than
to Bluffton on Tuesday. You got Beaufort and Battery Creek, May River JP2. Guys game will be very interesting
that.
there.
Yeah. What day is? Oh, that's on Tuesday. Yeah.
That's Tuesday. Whale Branch Ridgeland, Savannah Christian Hardyville, uh, and then the Holy Trinity's got a game.
They
Wednesday
got a
night, you
team.
still got some high school. Yeah, apparently they have a boys team at least. Um,
I thought
haven't
all their
seen a
boys
girls
left.
score yet. I thought they had two, but it looks like they're giving it the old college try.
I
Wednesday, you
think
got Buford at
Cross
Goose
got what
Creek,
HHCA and prep this week, boys and girls.
possibly.
Thing in the private
HHCA's
sector.
at Bluffton on Friday. Uh,
Gee, it'll be a decent
Creek
girls
and
game.
Buford rematch. Hampton at Colleton. That's a pretty good girls game. I think Hampton handles the boys. Ridgeland to Hilton Head, Whale Branch at Hardyville. Lots of loco on loco action. Love to see that.
Yeah, I'll be out and about, and I'll be at that game Wednesday, man. The Cove.
Oh yeah, yeah. So will I, of course. Busy week, very busy week. Oh, Robbie's back. I didn't see him down there. What's up, buddy? Do you wear shorts? He changed his name to I wear shorts. What'd you say? Cross has HHCA and Hilton Head Prep.
Prep, yeah.
Yeah,
Like the
Prep
private squad.
Monday, HHCA Thursday. Just got a
I mean, those
text
might be
confirming that.
decent games on the boys' side,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. I mean, I would think they'll be better than they have been.
Those girls games should be blowouts, but
Yeah,
boys should be a decent game.
yeah, man. You there, Robbie? Sound like you're in the deep freeze.
I don't know what you got
Uh,
going on.
yeah, I don't know what he's got going on either, but yeah, I think we can probably bring it in for a landing. But there's some good games on tap this week. Get out in the gyms. Let us know what you see. Let us know what you want us to talk about, and maybe after this week when we got a lot of loco on loco matchups, we can start up those power rankings. Sounds like you got a pretty good idea of yours already, so we'll put them together and then stack them up and give somebody to talk about, something for people to talk about and get mad about, and
Yep.
then they will either eat crow or tell them we told them so after the games happen. That's the fun part.
Yep. Yep.
What's you catch any other hoops this weekend? Good college games? NBA?
Nah, man. I've been big football. Football's coming to an end.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
With you
saw
there.
some of the Duke Michigan State game though.
Yeah.
I think hey, it's one of the best Michigan State teams in a few years.
Yeah. Izzo gonna have another run? Another run in him?
I think this is a nice little second round Duke team. Second round and out. I think that's
All
what they
right.
got this year.
I always enjoyed that when Duke goes out early.
Yeah, I think
It's
they.
always
Yeah,
fun.
man. I just think they're a little overrated, man. But
Yeah.
Tennessee's overrated per usual. Lost three in a row, so that's a good thing.
Hater.
Hey, three in a row, man. Hey, just
Yep.
reality, man. They
That
lost three
means
in a row.
something. My Tigers have lost two in a row after the good start. Lost to Notre Dame and then lost today to Kansas.
I think my
So we
Vandy
got to get
boy,
back
my
on track.
Vandy boy is 9-0.
Looking
Off for
good.
the next 10 days. No games. Probably exam week. I'm assuming they normally
Yeah,
got 10
because they
days.
go to a smart school. They got to study for their exams.
Yeah, actually got to go to class there, man. Got to go to class there. But yeah, they got 10 days off, and then couple belt, and then we start conference play here soon. I'll be at that game January 3rd. They come to Columbia, so
Nice. Nice.
forward to it,
All
man.
right, boys. Well, good stuff tonight, and get back out in those gyms this week and let us know what's going on the hoop scene in the Loco. We'll be back to do it again next Sunday night here on the 1L Hoops Happy Hour. Thanks for joining us. Thanks to our Loco sports sponsors, Mickelson Law Firm, WHHI TV, our all-star sponsors. We're looking for sponsors for this new show, so if you want to get involved with it, let us know, and we'll get get you in the mix. We'll make a new intro for you and everything. Incorporate you into our little intro for the 1L Hoops Happy Hour. So for Rob Benson, I like fudge, and Coach Fish, I'm Justin Jarrett. Thanks for joining us, and until next time, go Loco.